is in the stage of an analysis. The business is trying to understand or to observe what's going on within the marketing environment. So they are looking at any changes that may occur as a result of, let's say, recession, or any changes that may occur or as a result of any major technological changes. So this means that they're trying to analyze the heavy competitive activity within the marketplace. I hope that is making sense. In analysis, what you're trying to do is you're trying to make observations of what's going on within the market. In simple terms, that's what we are saying. Okay, so this stage leads in the business planning activity. So this means that a business has to analyze any activity that is going on within the market in order to see if there are any changes that may take place within the market. The second stage after analysis is planning. Christopher, I know you came in late, but what can you tell us about planning? You don't know how to define it. Okay, when it comes to planning, this is where the marketing plan is produced.
Setting out objective and goals. So it's how you can achieve goals and objectives by writing them slots, implementation, and others.
Okay, you've gone too far with your definition, because the planning itself is just the stage at which you are writing down your goals and objectives. So these are the things that you should expect to do in the foreseeable future. So we define a plan as the future course of action, the things you're supposed to do in the future. So in this planning stage, that is where the marketing plan is produced. That is where they come up with the plan on how to handle their marketing activities. So this means that they have to come up with marketing objectives, and they also have to plan about the strategies or the tactics they're going to use in order for them to achieve those objectives. So they're not talking about implementing these objectives yet, they're just writing them down. It is how you guys choose to, you're all boarders. Some of you come from home, right? So for boarders, who are boarders? Lusago. They give you money every month end or at the beginning of the month, right? So when you're given that amount of money, you have to plan. Especially knowing that you're not the one providing money for yourself, you don't have a source of income, so you have to plan. You sit down and create a budget of the things you're going to use the money for and how much you must spend in a week in order to make it. So it means whatever you're going to do should go according to the plan. So this means that the business writes down its goals and objectives. And also the tactics. And the strategies they will use. So at this stage, that is where the business plan is developed. That is the planning stage. So the third stage from that is implementation. So in the implementation stage, it is the stage whereby the individuals or the marketing individuals are trying to implement what they've planned. So they are putting into action every activity that they put down in the planning phase. So in the implementation stage, they may include the marketing mix. Remember, we talked about the marketing mix in our first class? You guys don't even remember. Ivy.
Yes, I think I saw you somewhere.
What do you mean you saw me somewhere? Okay. Tell me about it.
About movies, for the face, right?
And he said product, he said place, and promotion. So these are the 4 P's. So you're trying to implement putting the price on the products, creating the products or services, delivering them to the customers, and also communicating. So it may include any forms of communication, any forms of delivery, which are derived from the plans that you had. So it means here you may plan on the products you're going to produce, the amount, the price, and also how you're going to deliver them to customers. In the implementation stage, that is when you are now implementing those things you've said in the plan. And the last stage is control. How can you define control? Okay, so implementation. So it may include So it involves communication and also delivery of goods and services. The last stage is control. How can you define control? Precious. It's precious, right? How can you define control?
It's like any alternative oil.
Okay, apart from having an alternative, how else can you define control? Choose anyone to help. Tendai. Okay, let's use it in the normal way. What is to control something? Okay, Tendai says to handle something.
Take charge of something.
Take charge of something. Anything else? Okay, so when we look at trying to handle something and taking charge of something, you need to understand that when it comes to control in businesses and in also marketing, there is this point, this stage of planning, whereby you set a plan. You know, sometimes as individuals or even as businesses, you tend to set your plans, but things go the other way. For example, if you start your business today, one of the things that may control your business is devaluation. So it means at the point whereby the country goes against your business, you must have a way to still let your business go according to the plan. Or let's say you guys have organized a trip and you don't have the bus that you had to use for the trip is not working anymore. The point where you guys go and search for another option, like he said, having an alternative, that is control. But apart from that, there is a point whereby if the bus is still working properly, you guys are going to try and make sure that everything goes according to your plans. That is control. So you're trying to measure performance against the set plans. I hope that is making sense. For example, you have an objective, which is a plan, that by the end of this semester, I want to get 80%, the minimum of 80% in each course. So what can you do to actually get 80%? You implement a plan. You implement the things that you said, studying, you create a timetable, you follow that routine. And you implement it. You make sure that you sleep at 9 so that by 8 to 9 you study. That is implementation. But then there is this small thing you have so-called a phone. It has a chance of distracting your plans. But what do? At 8, you switch off your phone or you give it to somebody else, not to give it back to you until 9. That is control. You're trying to make sure that the plans that you had are going accordingly. I hope that is making sense, guys. Yeah? Okay. So here we can say the marketers try to examine the performance of their marketing activities versus their actual, what is happening on the ground. I hope control is making sense, guys. If it isn't, then we can stick on it. It's not? Now, I was actually thinking of using you as the example. Okay, so let's say that you want to buy a car, right? You earn 500,000 per month. So we are going to start from this first stage number 1, which is analysis. So you go on the marketplace, you start searching for which cars may suit your actual budget. So your budget is supposed to be 3.5 million, right? To get a car. So it can be second-hand as long as it's in its best condition. So your limit is 3.5. So you're going to go on the internet, maybe go on, what do you call that thing? BeForward. Yes, you go on BeForward, you start analyzing the prices of cars and the conditions of cars. Meaning you're searching through the internet to understand which car may best suit your needs, which is 3.5, right? Then after you have found maybe, okay, so maybe you can find a mirror which works with 3.5 million. Maybe mirengo ya kale kale. So 3.5 million. You start planning on how you're going to raise that 3.5 million. So if you earn 500,000 per month, it will take you use 200,000 for your bills and everything that you need, and you have a remaining amount which is 300,000. So you plan on this 300,000. So your plan is that I'll be saving 300,000 until it gets to 3.5 million. So how many months will this take? Okay, let's 10, 11, 12, which is 1 year. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, let's say you you earn 700, you save up 7 months, right? You're saving up 500 each month, which puts you to 7 months. So it means the point whereby you get your first paycheck and you save up that 500, that is implementation. Your plan is, I will save up 500 each month. This is something that you're just thinking of, or something you've written down on paper. But the point whereby you actually save up that 500,000, that is implementation. You are doing what you said you would do. Right? I hope that is making sense. So let's look at control. Now, control is a way in which you can try to see whether you're going according to your plan. For example, you save up 500,000 each month, meaning that you only use up 200,000. But every time you go in ShopRite, you want to buy something. You want to buy bedtime snacks. Or every time you pass by the vendors, you're like, oh, how much is that? You're taking away from that 500. I hope that is making sense. So the point whereby you stop yourself from distracting your plans, that is control. Meaning that you know that if I'm going to ShopRite, it has to be within that 200,000 I'm supposed to spend. If you can't spend it, you tell people I don't have money, even if you have that 500,000 in your account. So you could, to control yourself from overspending your money, you could actually block all mobile banking apps. Or you could choose to, every time you go to ShopRite, if you know that if I carry cash in my purse, I'm going to buy something, you could leave it at home. Or leave it in the car where somebody else cannot find it. I hope that is making sense. Is it making sense now? Okay, so in other words, what we are saying is control is how businesses try to evaluate whether their plan is going accordingly. If you want to lose weight, to check if you're actually losing weight, you go Coca-Cola scale every month. That is control. You're trying to see if it's working so that if it's not working, you come up with an alternative. Yeah? Okay. All right, let us move on. I'll send the notes on this. Okay, so let us look at marketing challenges in the new millennium. Tendai, what is marketing again? What is marketing? Mhm. Okay, if you guys actually feel sleepy, it's allowed to move from place to place. Like Tendai, you can stand in the back. Okay, you can go get water. But just choose anyone to tell us the definition of marketing. Okay, marketing challenges in the new millennium. Happy you were here the first class. Which one? Precious. Precious, what is marketing? How can you define marketing? Okay, so if you say marketing is the exchanging of goods, what is business? Actually, what is barter trade? Exchanging of goods may be barter trade. Ivy, marketing. Okay, Christopher saved you.
The means of paying and goods for customer satisfaction.
Okay, so what's the difference with business?
Marketing it's not about something that it's not like you have sell. You're making the means to sell goods and services.
Okay, that does make sense.
While your business is like you're selling on the ground and
Okay, so marketing may also involve actual selling. Because when we look at personal selling, we have the likes of the sales representatives of different businesses, different, let's say Airtel, right? They actually sell the products or services.
but then that the aim is to make it's like you just want to gain the attention of the audience so that you can sell them.
Okay, it's not getting the attention of the audience, yes. You are also trying to push them to make a purchase. So you're not just trying to get the target audience. So in the process of creating products or services in order to make sales, in marketing, you also focus on creating long-lasting relationships. So it means you have to be able to convince your customers, persuade your customers to make a purchase. So while they are buying these goods or services, you must also look at being friends with them or creating relationships with them. Not personal relationships, but business relationships. So there are different kinds of challenges that individuals may meet in the 2000s, in the 2020s and going up. So one of the challenges that marketers meet in this new millennium is retaining talent. Retaining talent. How is it hard for businesses to retain talent? Lusaku. How is it hard for businesses to retain talent? Okay, Ivy. Anyone who wants to help Ivy? Nafisa. What does it mean to retain talent? Yes, Christopher. The quality of talent. Talent.
Is it about money?
No, talent. Yes. So maintaining the quality of, yes, it's not just you as an individual, but also those you have employed. So there are other organizations that employ individuals, very good individuals, but they have a shortfall somewhere. So you see that once in a while, the business keeps losing talent. So it's either they employ someone, you notice the changes in their marketing activities, the positive changes, and then suddenly there is a change somewhere. So what this means is that the business is failing to retain its employees, to keep its employees, the talented employees. Sometimes it's because with the jobs and companies that are coming up, there is always another company that wants to pay more. So this means that a business may fail to keep its individuals because of the changes that are going on within that business. So that is what we mean when we say retaining talent. That is the first challenge. I hope that is making sense. Lusak, is it making sense? Okay, the second challenge is maintaining.
Sometimes it happens that business as a sometimes it happens that a business makes a budget, then for example it makes a budget of a month, and it happens that within the time that they find the budget
Okay, give a real life experience on budgets. Maybe we can take it from there.
Or
Mm-hmm.
we prepare itself in a budget that's for a month. So it happens that the groceries that they planned, the budget that it should last for a month has only lasted for 2 weeks. So as a family, suppose
Okay, it's fine. Okay, so when we talk about budgets, a very good example when we look at budgets is how Malawians are struggling to survive. So as time is going by, we've noticed the changes in prices of things, right? Let's say sugar was 500 something. Now we are buying it at how much? 2000 something. So it means that the paycheck is still the same. If you're earning 200,000 a month, it means that is still how much you earn till today. But the prices of things keep going up. So this means that as a business, if the prices of things are going up like that, you need to find a way to sustain your business. So maintaining a sufficient budget is hard now because the money is still the same, but things are going up. I hope that is making sense. So it means that businesses may not be able to maintain a budget that is enough because of how things are expensive. And now with the recent technologies that are showing up, as a business, you need to keep up to date. So this means that you always have to purchase new technologies. So for you to create a budget that actually sticks with your plan may be hard because of the rise in prices of goods or services. I hope that is making sense. Okay, the other challenge in the new millennium is moving into new markets. Okay, so one of the things that businesses want to do is to expand their business. Okay, so when we talk about objectives within a business, the main objective that you're going to find is profits. So it means when you're starting a business, what you want to achieve, the major thing is you need to make profits. And the second thing that you're going to find is survival. That is the next objective. After survival, it could be entering new markets. Entering new markets. After entering new markets, another objective could be brand awareness. So these are some of the things that businesses want to achieve. These are some of the things that businesses want to happen to them. So these objectives, they change based on the type of business you're doing. So it depends on what the owners want. So entering new markets means that you want to start, you are operating in Lilongwe and you want to start operating in Blantyre, or you want to start operating in Zuzu. So this means that for a business to enter a new market, they need to know how that market works. And they need to find a way to handle that particular market. So I'll give an example of Kwezi. You guys know Kwezi, right? Tim Kwezi. The buses that stop by Gateway Mall.
Orange.
Where are you from? Okay, so you understand that Kweze came in the presence of other bus companies. So we still had the first bus companies. We had National Bus Company. So there was National Bus, and we had AXA, which is still present. We have Post Office, Sososo. You know Sososo, right? At least. Oh, Dam, yes, those guys. Dam. And then comes Tim Kwezi. These are the most known bus companies in Lilongwe, right? So, National Bus Company, I don't know if it's still there or if it died. Let's just say it's dead. Post Office? You don't know about Post Office? There's a bus, it's actually just called Post Office. I have no idea, but Post Office came in a few years after National Bus wasn't showing up. So AXA almost died, but it came back to life. It did almost die. Sorry? It died, right? There's something called Coach. It stops by Siremo. I think so. Okay, so what we are saying is National Bus died. Our main focus is on these guys. So National Bus died, then we had AXA, which also died, and then that's when Dam came in. So most people went for Dam. And then came these guys, Sososo. They're the ones who came in with, we leave Lilongwe at 7, we get to Blantyre at 11:30. And they did that, they still do that. So people started booking Sososo so much. It was a little expensive more than Dam. So the time Sososo is still alive, still there. Post Office came, I don't know, Tim Kwezi came in. So these guys, let's just leave the Post Office guys. So when Tim Kwezi came in, they were coming with the same strategy that Sososo is coming with. So it means they are entering a new market, a market where they have never been in. But they have all these competitors within that market. So it can be challenging as a new business to find all these competitors within a market. Sometimes you enter, let's say Kweze was a bus company from South Africa. The way South Africans react to some changes is not the same way that Malawi is going to react. So it means for Tim Kweze to enter Malawi, they may either face challenges, maybe in terms of language or prices, or they may not face challenges at all. So what we are saying is one of the challenges in the new millennium is for businesses to enter new markets. Because when you're entering that new market, there are lots of challenges that you meet. It's either you enter a market where people are foreigners and you find yourself at a position where you have to learn the new language. For example, if the Sobo dealers decide to start producing in, what do you call this country? Tanzania. Most people barely speak English. In Malawi, you can understand that others will understand you in English, but there you have to know Swahili to actually speak to them. Or you have to know Shona.